Voila!
Buona. Skak. Zwana. Yeah, what's up, popo? Hey, been tryna get to you, but abanye bayanti belem popo. Now that I'm here.
Welcome to the Amanda Nothando Show. I'm Amanda and thank you guys for watching. I am so super excited about today's show because joining me on the show are gonna be 3 guests, not 1 guest, for the first time on the Amanda Nothando Show, and I am so super excited for that. But before my guests join me, we're going to have a little chit chat, Obviously, we need to have a 5-minute talk about something that's kind of interesting to me for now. I'm sure it's going to be interesting to you too because this is directed to the parents. So, the parents, I have a question, first of all, before I can also say my opinion. So, my question to you is, why are you afraid to let your children pursue their dreams? Yes, I also talk to parents other than just people pursuing their dreams because, it involves everybody around us, right? If you're trying to chase your dream, if you're trying to pursue your dream, it involves everyone around us. But the most important people who play the most important role in everybody's life is your parent, as long as your parent is still alive. So parents, here's a question. Why do you have a fear of failure for your children to pursue their dreams? And when I am asking this question, it doesn't necessarily mean that your child is 16 or 18. I know at that age, they're really not too sure about what it is they want to do in life. But even after they're like 25, or maybe they've already pursued what you would have chosen for them to pursue, or what you think is right for them to pursue, right? So why am I asking this question? It's something that I also went through. That's why I'm asking that question. And it's good to hear from other parents who have other parents' point of view, because just recently, my age, the way I am right now, it is so funny. Like when I think about it, which is the reason why I thought I should talk about it now, is the fact that when I asked my mom, like, okay, she has always been supportive of my dream, but not as much as she is right now, right? And then it's a question that actually made it's something that I thought I should ask her, why she was so persistent for her to want me to do nursing. And she's like, no, it's just that, the industry that you want to get into is film, and she's afraid that I will start being nude and afraid that I will start doing drugs, having to be involved in drug abuse, alcohol abuse, and whatever. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, yes, it sounds silly right now, but then when I sit down and thought to myself, I was like, wow. But why would she fear that, Okay, I understand. As a child, things happen. Look at Justin Bieber. I get it, right? Yeah, I'm so sorry, Justin Bieber. But I'm just saying what we see on the tabloids, right? But it's one of those, I understand where parents are coming from. But then, okay, coming from a Christian background, talking for myself, I don't know how other parents see it or how other kids out there see it, that, okay, I have been in church for the longest time. I know people change. Don't get me wrong. Fame can make you change. I totally understand. But if you now know your kid that if they're easily influenced, then maybe I would understand. But if you know that your kid is firm on what they want, they know what they want, and they know that, okay, even if I get this famous, I don't think I'll ever get into drugs. I don't think I'll ever abuse alcohol. I don't think I will ever be that crazy. Then why not just support them? And as they grow in their career, you will see with time whether or not it is actually good or bad for them. Give them a chance. Give them a chance to try it out. Give them a chance to just explore and see whether or not it is actually what they like. Because sometimes we think, well, they really don't know what they want and whatever, but they definitely know what they want. But then again, maybe it's not their talent, and it's always good for them to explore until they say, oh, you know what, mom, or you know what, dad, I think you are right, this is not for me. And then you can do plan B or plan C or whatever. So yeah, parents, I would like to hear your comments. I would like to hear your opinions on this this whole topic, because yeah, it's just nice to help others out there, like help each other. as we live in the world, you know, we live in the new generation where they call it the millennials, right? Where the millennials are kind of exploring life. And yesterday when we did our shit, yesterday when we were talking about how people are surviving 2017, how people go about 2017, I was like, okay, I think I'm still too old school. I need to catch up with the times, right? So as parents, are you also catching up with the times? Or, you know, like you've seen that the millennials, they would do whatever it takes to get what they want, to get to where they want to be, and they take the shortcut and they still get there, right? And they don't have to do the whole channel of life, if I should put it that way. But yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, feel free to comment, say what you think, what you feel, or help another parent on how they can support their kid if you're the type of parent who support their children out there, or if you're the type of parent who is firm on you have to be a doctor, you have to be a nurse, you have to be a lawyer. Give your reasons, right? And can we live in a world where we remove the fear of failure? Fear of failure. The same energy that you put in thinking that your child will fail, can you just put it in the spirit of success? Just spirit of success. That is all I ask for. So right now, before my guests come, I'm so sorry. I'm thirsty a little bit, but let's wait for a guest now. And we'll be right back. Welcome back, guys, on the Amanda Nothando Show. Joining me are three lovely ladies from Arrived Magazine, and we have Teresa here, the CEO, founder.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, let's remove the CEO part of it if you're not comfortable. But she's the founder and the chief editor of Arrived Magazine, right? Yeah. Yes. Welcome, Teresa.
Thank you.
And
Thank
we
you.
have Dani here. She's the fashion editor of Arrived Magazine. Welcome, Dani. The show. And we have Nampler.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I will try.
It's
Can
okay.
I just call you Nan?
Yeah.
For now.
That's fine.
Okay.
You never made it this hard.
No, because
I got trying to tell you what it is.
Right. Okay. And you're the creative director of the magazine, right?
Yes.
Welcome to the show,
Thank you.
ladies.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. So, Arrive Magazine is like an Edmonton-based magazine focused on African people, right? From what I have seen. And I'm sorry I missed the launch. I only got to know it the day I was actually launching the show as well. So I was like, I wish I knew. It was the same day, yeah. So then I was like, okay, I wish I knew we could have rescheduled or something. Yeah. But do you want to tell us more in detail as the owner? How did you come about to think about an African magazine?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, the concept came from, I started working and I work downtown. My background is social work.
Okay.
And so I'll meet people on the LRT, the train to work, just having conversations with them. Mm-hmm. And, noticing that, African people are doing good. Mm-hmm. We're not waiting for things to be handed to us, right? People are actually going out there and making it. So I was like, why aren't these people in a magazine or being showcased or being celebrated enough? Right. And so went back, did some research, found that there's a few Africans or Black people in mainstream magazine within Edmonton here. Right. And so that was where the concept came from. To start something, that will celebrate Africans in Edmonton, in whatever they're thriving in. Right. It could be professional, it could be, arts, whatever.
But didn't you think it was actually going to be a challenge, seeing that you actually did your research?
Oh, yes.
And you found a couple of magazines, right? Because I was also doing my research as I was preparing for the show today. And I was like, oh yeah, there's actually an Afro-Canadian magazine, right?
Yes.
And what makes yours different from them saying, they're mixing it, saying Afro-Canadian, right? Africans who are now in Canada, I think, from their concept. What makes yours different from theirs?
Okay, so mine is tackling more lifestyle piece, fashion. We're doing local work. So whatever image that you see on the magazine or people that we interview, they're dressed by our director here, our fashion editor here. The pieces that we use are local designers. African local designers, photographers that we use, so the difference between Arrived Magazine and the other magazine is that we're actually going out, we do the interview, we do photo shoots, something fun, something different. People send in their articles, contribute food, lifestyle, fashion, art, whatever is they want to send opinions. We take so that's the difference. We don't want to look too uptight. We want to be fun as well. People who are being interviewed to have fun and edgy.
Well. Exactly. See, it's just like a talk show.
Yeah.
And I hope Dani told you that we actually have the fun time where we play games from your childhood.
She did.
Right? Were you talking about it?
No.
Right.
Oh, the games?
Yeah, didn't we talk about it at the last meeting we had?
Yeah, the thing I sent. I was even asking, I was like, I don't know if I know any games from my childhood.
Really?
No. Yeah, I had emailed it.
Email thingy.
Really?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't read it then.
Okay, so actually, before we go any further,
Yeah.
I don't know if you could actually work with your brain as we talk.
Right.
Right now. So basically, we're supposed to, at the end of the show,
Right.
I want everybody to have fun,
Okay.
right? And just bring a game. Well, you're already here. Just think of a game from your childhood that you played as a child or enjoyed playing as a child, and then teach me, the viewers, on how to play it. Just for fun, right? Like bringing back the past, So you can think about it. We're still beginning the interview. You still have all the time in the world.
Yeah, all the time in the world.
Well,
Okay.
We'll see. Yeah.
okay. So so moving forward. So how did you get to create a team? How did you get to look for a team and for people to believe in your magazine? Because it's one thing coming up with a vision, right? And the next thing, looking for people to join you and support you and have the same vision. Because some people can just come in to say, okay, just because it's Teresa, we know her, let's just help her with no passion, right? There's a difference between working with somebody with a passion and somebody who doesn't have a passion who can just teach you anytime, right? So how did you get to pick your team, advertise yourself, get people to believe in the magazine?
So Dani here I had worked with before, and I knew she was interested in fashion and actually went to school for fashion. So when I started, I think I talked to her first. She was one of the first girls that I talked to, and right away she came on board. Did talk to other people, hit and miss here and there. Naplan, she's very fashionable, stylish lady. And I know her from the community. We're not from the same country, but we're in the same community. And she's quiet. And you need that, right? That quiet strength. Not just people who talk. I could see that she's hardworking. She's got her fashion beats together. So I went up to her. I know she's shy as well. I went up to her, talked to her.
She's doing good, actually.
She's doing good. She's doing good. and she came on board. You know, it was, I don't think it took a lot of convincing, but she likes logistic. Okay, so we're doing this. How can we get to this?
Okay.
So I guess I was able to answer those, and she came on board so that the vision is needed and good.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you're lucky.
Yes,
I'm actually happy for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
And they're
your team as
amazing.
well.
They're
All
amazing.
right.
Like, I was telling them, I was like, whenever you don't hear from them, they call me, like, what's going on? How are things going on? What do we need to do? You know, and in a team, you always need that.
Right.
You need that push.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And did you think that the launch of the magazine was ever going to be successful, or how was your feeling when you're thinking, okay, let's launch this?
I don't know. It was a mixed feeling.
Right.
It was a lot. I shared with them a lot, and I think they probably like, this lady's crazy. I overshare.
Right.
It was scary. I didn't know what I think. I didn't know what I like. We're just going into it. The focus was to get like-minded people together.
Right.
It wasn't. Weren't planning like a big party where everybody will come, lots of people. Weren't thinking of the amount of crowd.
Mm-hmm.
We're thinking more about our audience and our target group, who we need at the launch.
Right.
So it was focused on getting bloggers at the launch, you know, business owners, you know, people in the industry, you know, that, you know, can take the word out there as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And now going to you, over to you now, Flora. As the creative director, since you mentioned logistics, are you the one who calls the shots on what the publisher has to publish? Or since it has to do with creativity, unless maybe I am going too literal.
More
the
creativity,
position.
not necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah,
So more. So you give the publisher the go ahead on publishing stuff.
No, pretty much we work together, right? It's
Okay.
more of a joint effort with everybody. You know, what you think about this, what you know, stuff like that. But
Oh, okay.
Let me explain. Her role is more. So we have the people that we want to interview. I say, hey, Nicola, these are the people that we want to interview and do a photo shoot with.
Okay.
What can you come up with? What do you vision that shoot to look like?
Right.
So that's
like
her
that,
role.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And it's always good to have another opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
somebody who's more faced in
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. So, is this something that you've always done, or it was just from the magazine?
No, it started from the magazine. She came up to me. I've always loved fashion. I've always, I love bloggers and stuff like that. So when she talked to me about it, I'm like, okay, great. Yeah, it didn't take any convincing at all because it's something that I love.
That you love, right? Exactly what I was saying.
Right.
You're having a team which is passionate. Right.
So, it was looking for the right person.
Yeah.
You know, and you being in a community, in a place, you see. I always tell people are always like, oh, how do you know about me? I'm like, I look, I read.
Right.
You know, and I'm that person.
Yeah,
I
right.
observe a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
So when I come up
And
to
you
you,
need
I
to,
know,
right?
Right.
you know,
Yes.
I know you're capable and can do it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And also it's your dream, right?
Exactly.
So you want the right people
Yeah.
instead of just saying, okay, I just want somebody to help me and get moving.
Exactly.
It's kind of different. And Dani, over to you. So I've known you for a couple of years now at a distance.
At a
right? We talk here and there, right? But I've always admired your sense of style in terms of fashion, right? And so when did you realize that fashion was your passion?
For me, it was at the age of 16. My first job was in retail. I used to work at Le Chateau in Wested.
Okay.
And they got me doing a little bit of merchandising at a young age.
Wow.
And my mom actually had a fashion line back home for kids that she carried at Meagles.
Oh, wow.
So for me, that was very, it was just something that came to me naturally.
Okay.
And after high school, I actually went to college for a year and I dropped out because it just wasn't where I wanted to be. And then I went to Vancouver for 2 years for fashion school.
Okay.
And I got to just, sit down and take different courses like styling, like the business aspect of it, pattern drafting. I did a lot of things about it, and then when I moved back, I started my Instagram page, Yay Fashion.
Right. Yeah.
So I got to connect with a lot of people in the city that are in the same industry as well, and just to kind of get more creative and just surround yourself with the right people.
The right people, right? Oh yeah, you have
people that see your potential.
Right, exactly, because you need the motivation as well, right?
Exactly.
Right. Okay. So, what made you pursue to think, okay, this is it?
For me, what made me decide to jump on board with Teresa and Namplor is just having that first meeting we had with her. And I worked with her before, and I knew that she's that kind of person that if she wants to do something, she does it.
Right.
She's just not going to sit down and talk about it and say, hey,
I'm thinking of this.
She
for a good 10 years.
Exactly. She talks the talk and she walks the walk.
Okay. Oh, that's
Even
awesome.
with me, when I was working with her, she kind of kept her eye on me just to keep me in line. You know? So I knew that if I was, and even for myself, I needed that motivation to do something with myself. So with her asking me to be on her team, it was a huge push for me. It was a huge honor for me because she saw that potential in me.
Nice.
And then having to meet Namplor, I mean, her style is impeccable. Like, you see
Yeah.
her Instagram, you're like, what? Like colors, you know, like layers.
I'm going to go on your Instagram today.
You need to go.
Okay.
I don't know if you know June Ambrose. She reminds me of her so much. Like her style is just out of this world. Like things that you see and you're like, I don't think I can wear that. She puts it on and you're like,
Exactly. And
Are
I
you
was just going to
serious?
say
like,
that.
yes.
Oh, so I think I will like your page because I am the daring type of, as you can see, I am the daring type of person. Like I can have my hair white. I'll be good, right? And dressing, whatever, as long as it looks good on my body.
Right.
That's
Of course.
I think I would like your page.
No, you should.
The way she's recommending.
You should.
Right.
I thought
You should get into marketing as well.
I know that, right? I know,
Get into marketing as well.
you're saying that because you know my parents always say that like you can sell a bag of rotten tomatoes.
I know. Like, okay, with the way she's quite and with the way you're selling it right now,
I'm like,
you should see her
okay,
page.
yeah.
No,
Okay, and now I'm sold.
It's just for me. I do like speaking the truth. And,
Right.
Like, I don't think I'd be saying these things if they were not true. Even
That's
she
true.
agrees
Right.
with me.
Right.
So
And
like
you always want to work with people like that.
Right.
we're all like that actually.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
if it's not working, it's not working.
Right.
We just
Right.
be like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Let's
Right.
go to the next idea.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So you can move forward anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Oh, okay. So have you ever thought? Then I back still on you. Have you ever thought of having your own fashion boutique or clothing line? This whole boutique business.
Okay, so
If you don't mind me asking.
no, that's okay. That's okay. I've been chatting with these two ladies, and we had this conversation
That's
on Thursday.
That's like if you don't mind. me
Yeah, on
asking.
Thursday, and it might be surprising to a lot of people because, like, I mean, I went to fashion school, but they didn't have sewing lessons. So,
Right.
like, with my mom, she has a machine at home, and she's kind of been teaching me a thing or two. I'm taking classes next month. I have a few fabrics lined up. I do sketching, illustrations at home, pattern drafting. I'm comfortable with that. So, be on the lookout. Probably summer or fall, something is going to
You
be.
started, right?
Yeah,
You started.
see,
Yeah.
see, she keeps pushing me. She keeps asking.
Yeah, keep
So
pushing.
actually you do it. You
And now that I
do
know,
something.
I'm gonna be
I
there.
know. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So how do you guys look for or approach people to feature like in the magazine? What makes you think, oh, okay, now we're looking for, or this is the right person? You already mentioned that you read about the person and whatever,
Yeah.
but what makes you think of that person first?
So at this point, we come up with a theme,
Right.
that we want in the magazine, right? So for the first two issues that we've done, and yes, I did bring a copy, but I left it in the car again. I'm sorry. I'll grab it.
It's okay.
So we get a theme. The first issue was women, right?
Right.
Empowered women.
Right.
The second was musicians. So
Right.
based on the theme, we contact
Reach
people.
out,
Say, hey, we'll reach out. Yes.
Right.
We want to feature in our magazine. This when we're doing the photo shoot. Are you available to do that?
Right.
So that's how we
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And we try to keep it diversified.
Diversified.
Yeah. Community.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not just someone from one country. We
Yeah.
look for other countries.
Different
That,
countries.
yes.
Considering that Africa is a continent.
Right?
Let's just make that
With
clear.
52 countries. right? With 52 countries.
Yeah.
So, how do each of you, it's the same question, but different answer, hopefully, define success as a woman, today's women. How do you define success for yourself?
All right. So for me, I think because that's something I've been thinking about a lot, right?
Right.
And I guess we've been talking about it. What if this failed? What if this failed?
Right.
You know. So success for me is not if one thing doesn't work out, trying again at something else.
Okay.
You know, just
But in the same field.
Keep pushing.
Or,
not necessarily, right?
Okay.
Let's say we've started this magazine, right? And we all know the magazine world. Like, it could fail right away. Sales might not go up, you know? We don't know what
Okay.
will happen.
right.
But, okay, so when this fails, what next? It's always thinking about what is next? What is next? How can we keep this going, you know,
Okay.
as an individual, right? For success, I don't know. But that's what I think, you know, it's not giving up.
Okay, so it's
you know,
not giving up.
Not giving up.
Like you,
Pushing.
since you've already mentioned that if it doesn't become a success, at what level do you see as a failure, right? Maybe if you do 3 issues, do you think you would have failed? Or because you know how sometimes success doesn't come overnight,
Overnight.
right? Sometimes it takes 10 years.
Yeah.
Will you be willing to wait for the 10
That's
years?
what,
Right? Okay, so determination, staying
Determination,
okay with the same.
yes. You
Okay.
know, I'm not gonna put out 2 issues and not
Yeah.
and
And
give
you
up.
give up,
No,
like, it's
no,
not-
like
okay.
no.
That's when passion comes in. Because if you're
Right.
passionate about something, you believe in it
Give up.
100%, so you keep going, right?
Right. Okay. Awesome. And then now
Yeah.
you might as well answer the question. Sorry to put you on the spot. If you're ready.
Yeah, for me, success is believing in what you're passionate about, believing in it 100%.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, believing in it and knowing that, you know what? Because that's life. We're gonna feel so many times. We're gonna feel. But waking up, picking it back up, and saying, you know what? I'm still
It's
doing
not
this.
the end of it. Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Oh,
still
yeah.
doing this.
Oh yeah.
You know,
And if you
So-
don't
and that-
believe in yourself,
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Who's going to? You know, so yeah.
And we live in
you
a
know?
world where everybody's like quick fix, quick.
Exactly.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
No
Yeah.
patience
No
at all.
patience.
Oh, yeah.
We just want it now. We
That's
want it
exactly-
and want it now.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was talking
Right.
about. Like on the first part of the show, I was talking about the millennials
Yeah.
who take the shortcut.
Right.
As
Yeah.
well, just to get there,
Yes.
right? Not to
Anything.
say, you know what, okay, today I'm going to do this, and then after this I'm going to take this step, like in uniform order.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
okay, what I'm seeing, that's what I want.
That's
So I
right.
want to get that
And
back.
I want it,
to
yeah.
take it with me right now.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. And Mr. Dani, at you. Yeah.
Okay.
You're getting too comfortable, right?
I am. I just
These ladies are saying.
I'm not gonna
Forgetting
forget.
It's coming back to me.
Right.
Well, for me, the way I measure success
Yeah.
is just setting goals for yourself and putting in work to reach those goals and just, doing it the right way. And because especially like industries that we're all in, even with you with your show and even with us with the magazine, with your reputation as well, I think.
Right.
So it's just, especially for women overall, I think a lot of things come into play, like how we carry ourselves, how the impressions we give each other, like how we work with other people and how we get to where we want to get to. So for me, measuring success is just having goals and like setting them the right way and just making sure that you're checking them as you go. And like you're saying, some things don't happen overnight and it's okay.
Right. Oh yeah.
You will hit the bumps in the road. It's
Right.
okay. It's just how you pick yourself back up and you keep it going.
And keep going. So since you've already published 2 magazines in the past how many months now?
The first
4, 5.
came, within
Yeah, about
5
5
months.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And how is it so far? Like in terms of success, is it going well?
The
or-
response has been
Good?
great.
Okay.
Amazing.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And again, it is that hunger. It's like people were waiting for something like this, and that's the feedback we've been getting.
Mm-hmm.
We're not just putting out magazine for writing sake or taking pictures sake.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
We want it to be authentic. We want it to be good.
Right.
Not excellent.
Right.
I can say.
Yes, dream big, think big, right?
So
Yeah.
the response has been amazing. It's been great. People are loving it. They're, they capture what they want to see. Oh, this person is in there. Oh, this is a good story. Oh, I love this person.
Right.
Oh, the colors are so catchy. You know,
Yeah.
all those bits.
Right.
Yeah. So the response has been amazing.
Oh, that's
We're
We
nice.
just
getting
won the
reviews from Toronto. We're getting reviews
Nice.
from Vancouver,
Yeah.
Okay.
Calgary.
Right.
So it's like we just launched, but people are saying, "Bring it here."
Yeah.
Right. That's exactly what I was about to ask
Yeah.
next. Like, is it just only for people in Edmonton for now?
For now,
Or
that's
are
what
you
we want to
thinking to-
But
focus.
the
Okay.
intention
It-
is to
Expand.
Okay.
expand
Expand.
eventually, right?
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
As in to have a team there, or for you guys to be traveling.
Possibly a team.
Right.
That will make sense.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, instead
Yeah.
of us travel, because we're all mothers
Right.
and
Okay.
you know.
Right.
We're
So
young.
okay, now you brought up a question. Now I have a question. As mothers, how do you juggle everything? As super moms, I bet.
Yeah.
Right? How do you juggle being a mom and then having to think? Are you still doing social work?
Oh yes. I actually just went back this April. 'Cause I was on mat leave.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Social work, the magazine, and having a
Mother.
baby, right?
Yeah.
Oh, babies. Right. So how do
Babies.
you how do you juggle that? How do you do it? And since your first issue was empowering women,
And
Let's
oh
talk-
yes,
yeah,
oh
there
yes.
we go. So
All
how do you-
these
yeah.
women juggling their businesses.
Yeah.
And, yeah. How do I do it? How do we do it? I don't know. We just do it.
Right.
It's
It's not
like,
easy.
It's not
Oh, yeah?
easy. Like
You
Nathon
know?
said, it's the passion, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know?
We all have passion for this, and this is something we want to see succeed.
right?
So if it takes me having to carry my baby to a
During a
meeting,
meeting,
I will, and I've done
Wow.
it.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yes.
That's
You
love.
know?
That's passion.
So
Of course.
interviews, I
Or to-
take the
to a
babies
photo shoot.
to a
Yeah.
photo shoot.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh
we
my
do
gosh.
it. We just have to get the job done.
So when do we expect the next issue of the magazine? And is it okay if I ask what the next issue is on? The theme.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Good one.
Right.
So we have the magazine coming out quarterly.
Okay.
So the next issue will be coming out in July.
July. Okay.
Yeah. That's kind of like our timeline.
Okay.
So January, February,
March.
April,
Yeah.
July.
March.
This one was April, right?
Yeah, this is April, June.
Mhm.
April to June, and July to September, and October to December.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
Okay. And what's the next issue on? If you don't mind. asking?
Young entrepreneurs.
Young entrepreneurs. Okay.
Mhm.
So let's talk
Making waves.
who's actually qualified to get into the magazine, considering that the next one is for young entrepreneurs. You know where I'm going with this question, right? You do, yeah? Okay. Okay, this is the moment where I fit myself before the answer.
She's so funny.
I'm crazy. But anyway, so how do you? I think we've already asked this question. How do you pick the people? And, okay. But anyway, I feel honored that I will be part of the magazine.
my.
That's what my point was, guys.
She just wanted to let you
I
guys
just
know.
have to let you know.
She'll be the next feature.
Right, but then the thing is, the honest truth is, when I saw the launch And that the fact it was an African magazine and stuff, right? Before I even spoke to Dani about it. When I saw like the second issue, and I was like, will I be able to feature that? You know, when you're just sitting and thinking, I was like, I wish, one of these days I could actually feature in the magazine. And then she sends me a message like, oh, do you want to feature? What? If only you knew, right? Yeah. But then it's one of those when you think about something like you're saying, be positive with what you want. You know what I mean? Positive mind brings positive results.
Yeah.
A negative mind will,
of course,
negative.
Leave you there, right? You won't succeed in everything. And I feel honestly honored to be part of it.
Okay.
Well, we're honored to have you here,
right? And I'm sure I will have fun. I'm always having fun with it.
It's fun. The shoots
are always fun.
They're always fun.
That's nice. Yeah. So I didn't get where you guys are from, which countries. Diversity, right? Diversity in Africa.
Mm-hmm. I'm from Liberia.
Yes. Oh, okay. And by the name.
I'm from Zimbabwe.
And I'm from Sierra Leone.
And Sierra Leone. Mm-hmm. And it's so funny. That's why I was asking how long have you been. I was asking Dani how long you've been here because I have a cousin with your last name.
Oh.
Yeah. So I thought you were actually Zimbabwean. Oh. Yeah.
I always get that.
Really?
Lately, I don't know if it's because I've been hanging out with this guy.
Exactly.
We'll adopt you. It's okay.
I've been getting that a lot. But I always get Nigerian.
Oh, really? Well, kind of from the accent. I for a second when we started talking, I thought she was married to a Nigerian and adopted the accent. Oh. Because from the last name,
Sierra Leone be the pidgin, right?
Yeah. All right.
We speak pretty much the same.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
It's very similar.
Very, very similar.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah. So early on when you were not here, we're actually talking about how we came here.
Yeah?
Yeah. How we came here, just adapting to the Canadian culture and how some people went through culture shock.
Oh, yeah.
I never thought I would actually go through culture shock. I actually noticed starting from last year for somebody who's been here now for 6 years, right? And I was like, oh, wow, I didn't realize I was actually going through that. And I know somebody who actually died after, and then
Really?
And then the wife actually started an organization of awareness, like networking with people because the husband used to work at United Nations, right? Like, when you're in Africa, some people kind of have it all together, and then you come here, you think it's the same life.
It's different.
It's totally different, right? Yeah. So for them, considering that they were coming from a country where there was war, but then moved the family here, and once they got here, you go to the refugee camp from UN. So you can imagine it was a downgrade for them, right? And then that's how the husband didn't take the change too well, right? So it kind of affected him and it affected his health. And so the wife started an organization of helping people to network, to get back into their field of work. Say if you're IT, how do you network with somebody who's in IT and they can help you to maneuver through, to get into IT, what you need and whatever. I was like,
what's the name of the...
It was, oh my gosh, I forgot. It's been a while.
Is it here in Edmonton or?
Yes, and I'm not too sure if they're actually still there.
Oh, okay.
Because when I volunteered, I think it was about 3 years ago.
It
was here in Edmonton now, but I still have the lady's name. I can actually contact her and then I'll find out for you guys. It's always good to network, right? And she's amazing. She's from Ghana. She is from Ghana. She's a strong lady. Yeah. Amazing. And so when you came, how was it for you?
When I came to Canada?
Yeah. And did you ever think you were going to start the magazine?
No.
What are your thoughts?
Right. I just know I read them a lot. Actually, half of my paycheck was on magazine.
Oh, yeah?
I even started a magazine diet.
Oh, my God.
Where instead of buying food, I will buy magazine and look at all this nice-looking people. And oh, yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you've been magazine crazy for a while.
I have, yeah.
Okay.
For a while, for a long time.
Okay. So how was it?
Coming to Canada.
Culture shock. Did you ever experience that?
Well, I came when I was 20, right?
Okay.
And so I didn't go to if I had gone to high school here, I probably would have had like a big shock, or like what most immigrant kids that come to Canada, what they go through. But the biggest shock was, I don't even know if it's a shock, but it was ridiculous, that my English.
Right.
They're like, oh, you don't sound like you just came. I was like, what do you mean? I
Right.
didn't get
Exactly.
We just
That's
talked
what I
about
got
that.
as well.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, wait, you don't have an accent. I was like,
Wow.
what do you
Do you
mean?
mean? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like,
And back
it
home,
sounds
having
like
an
you-
accent is being able to speak English.
Yeah.
And then when you come here, oh, you have a
like
thick
not being
accent.
able to
I'm
Right.
like, what's a thick accent?
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
it's more like, oh, you sound African.
Yeah.
Right?
And at the time, I was getting that. And now, I'm actually getting, you have an accent.
Right.
Are you serious? Yeah, that's the funny thing about it, right? Yeah, it switches.
I was like, well, maybe now I'm owning my culture more.
Right, right.
you know,
Right,
Than
exactly.
before. So yeah, when
You're
people
trying
say
to-
yeah, but I was like, yeah, you also have an
An
accent.
accent, right?
You have an accent to me.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Right.
and they're like, and they'll be like, "What do you mean?"
Right.
But well,
all
your
sound different.
your English is different to me, right?
Right,
So,
yeah.
culture shock. Right now I can't think of it, but I'm sure it will come.
Right.
I probably did experience that. I know
Right.
I did, but right now it's not coming.
It's not coming.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
And Dani, like we spoke about you coming to Yellowknife.
Really? Oh.
All the way from I know, right? When she mentioned that, I was like, wow. Imagine the
Yeah.
cold coming
It
from
was.
plus 32 degrees Celsius.
It's so funny because like every time I have this conversation with my mom, we always laugh because she came to pick me up and we went through Heathrow. We stayed in London overnight and then we landed in Calgary. And I was just like wearing regular clothes and she's just like, yeah, wait till you get where we're going.
Uh-oh.
It's gonna be different. I'm like, oh, what? I was a teenager.
You said you came in which season?
Winter.
Oh, you actually
Before
came in
Christmas in December.
Oh no, that's cool.
And being a teenager, I'm like, I'm on a plane. I should not look like, I need to look good.
Good, because I'm going
So bring,
overseas.
yeah, exactly. So we get off the plane in Calgary, and I'm like, that drift that catches you when you're getting off the plane. I'm like, whoa, this is a whole different. Like, I know what she's talking about now.
And the cold, as if you're asthmatic.
Right.
I don't even know how somebody does that.
It was just different, and it
Right.
caught me off guard because my mom's like, okay, do you want me to grab a few? So we actually grabbed like a hat and like mitts and like in London and stuff like that. I remember coming down the escalator and my dad had a jacket because my mom told him like, this one does not want to wear a jacket.
Right.
And my first Christmas, we stayed in Calgary for Christmas because I have family there. So it was just like, oh, welcome to Canada. We're just gonna have Christmas here.
Right.
Seeing snow, I was like, I only see this on TV.
Right.
So for me, that was like mostly the only culture shock. And the other thing that was different was, like, for example, we say toilet back home, and then here it's like washroom. So when somebody was like,
I know.
"Oh, the washroom," I'm like, "Do you expect me to go take a shower and everything?" Like,
Tell me about it. Exactly.
what's going on
No,
here?
yeah.
And like for me, that was probably the culture shock on my part. And then having to go to high school here, especially in
Right.
Yellowknife, there wasn't that many black kids there.
Right.
I remember at my high school, it was me, my cousin, and then a family friend, and then another black kid. I think I could say 5 black kids in the whole high school.
Wow.
And then the other high school we had down the road, they had another 5 kids.
Wow.
So there wasn't that many black people in the city.
Right.
And it was just being new. They thought that I didn't know anything, and they would ask me all these sorts of questions, and I just knew what to say. And because like back home, I went to an A-League school,
Right.
so for me, English, it was something we
Yeah,
spoke.
it
We
was
spoke at
a
home,
language.
and it was. a
I remember
language,
somebody
you know.
telling me when I was saying the school that I went to as well, it was strictly English the whole time unless you're in a vernacular language class. Like
Yeah.
then I went to a Shona school then, unless you're in a Shona class, of which I didn't do language because you had to choose among Shona, literature and Bible knowledge, which I did literature. So coming like here, I was like, oh yeah, I basically spoke English most of my high school years.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, oh my gosh, and an African too. it's so sad, like it's so sad that you guys are deprived from learning your language. No, I'm not deprived from learning my language because I was still speaking at home. Right? I know how to speak my language and whatever, right? But that speaking in English, when I came here, did you do the English test?
No.
Right. That's a benefit. Do I need Shona here? You know what I mean? Like now, do I need it and whatever? Like I totally understand where you're coming from. Right?
It's crazy how people always assume that because you're from that continent that it's like we're behind in civilization and things like that. But with time, you get used to it, and you just know how to work around and how to answer back when people ask you certain questions. You grow thick skin.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
God doesn't take you where you cannot handle.
Right.
Exactly.
He knows what you can handle and what you can't handle. So it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what was your culture shock coming to Canada?
The thing for me is I left from my country and went to the U.S.
Right.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned
before
that.
I came to Canada, so I was pretty already acclimated to the system,
Right.
And yeah, like I told you, I had this thing in my head, like America was crazy.
Tell me about it. You mentioned about New York.
Until I landed in New York, and I'm like, what? It was filthy, dirty. I'm like, this is not America. This is not what I saw on TV, okay?
Did you think of
And then I called my mom, right? I told my mom, like, yeah, I told you, and yeah, you have this vision, you have this picture in your head, like, what? I couldn't wait for the plane to land. Right?
Yeah.
And then I land and I'm like, okay, am I in the right place? My auntie came. I was like, yeah.
Shocked. I will find a picture to show you of my experience in the subway in New York.
Yes. Are you serious?
It's dirty. Honestly, I'm not trying to. It's a beautiful city. I'm not even going to talk down on that.
Yeah.
But
Traumatized.
coming from Africa,
right, where
and
they
having
think we
this
don't have
picture
buildings.
in my head, this thing in my head, and I'm like, oh god.
And you know what? It's so funny
Honestly.
saying that because it's so contradicting, especially if you put the media when they show Africa,
what
Asian, and they have like flies in their eyes, they're hungry, they live in the slums.
And I know you're wearing makeup tonight from the flies.
It's ridiculous. And then you move here, it's like, well, this is not what I saw on TV.
Right.
Yes.
Honestly,
I'm like, okay.
Right.
And then eventually I moved to Georgia,
Right.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
And then I felt like
now I'm in America.
Yeah.
Now I'm in the country. Right. The best country in the world. Right. Oh,
honestly, And then I relocated here because my mom left from Liberia. She came here, so I'm like, okay, family to be close to my mom and blah blah blah. Then I came.
Awesome.
Yeah. Can I tell you my culture shock? I remember.
Right. You might as well. Go ahead.
It's the weather. I came in the summertime in July.
Okay.
And it wasn't getting dark.
Right.
10 o'clock, it wasn't
Oh,
getting
yes. That was the other thing, right?
Right? And I didn't know what to do. Like my mind was asleep. Right?
Is it time for me
Is it time to sleep? What do? I really want to sleep, but the sun is out. I cannot sleep.
And by the time that it's 11.
Right? And so what time am I supposed to wake up?
I know, right?
And I was shy to ask somebody like what's going on, with the time. And I remember calling my mom back home and be like, Mama, it's not getting dark.
Oh my gosh! Wow!
That's so cute though. What's happening?
10 o'clock.
Does it never get dark?
And that's my first time being away from my mom, right?
Right. Yeah.
So I'm like, it's 10 o'clock. I'm still sitting up waiting.
It's going to get dark.
When is my bedtime?
When is my bedtime?
Wow, I actually never forgotten about that.
Yeah. So that was it was very confusing for me.
Yeah.
It was just like, what do I do? What is going on?
Yeah.
Why isn't it getting dark? Anyways.
And how about the jet lag?
The jet lag coming here? That's all right. You're excited to come to
That's why I was so disappointed, right? I was so excited.
Right? So you don't even think about the
think
kid
about
like
anything.
Can't even sleep. Like you're
You can't
happy
exactly.
you want to get there.
Right. Oh
You
my
get
god.
there, you're like, what?
That's not what they promised me.
Right.
Oh my god. This is so funny, guys. Oh, okay. This was the funny part of the whole show, maybe before the games. I don't know, but thank you guys so much, for the whole time taking you out of your busy schedule, taking your time out of your busy schedule just to be here on the show. And it is, getting to know you guys, you know what I mean? It's always good to network with people. You never know, like in the future, we're gonna work together, you know what I mean? Like women, entrepreneur women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yes, and guys, this is like the magazine that's out right now. If they're still there, right?
Yes.
You guys can get it. It's $15 per magazine, and for more details, the information is down below on the page. And question: do you have like a monthly subscription for the magazine? Or
Yes, we're still working on that.
Okay.
That will be ready soon, where people can subscribe, and we're also working on our website.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. I just
and,
noticed like yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I think it'll be easier if people can get digital copies, because
Right.
we're in that time now.
Yeah, and I think it saves a bit more.
Yes,
Does it?
yes, and it'll be a lot cheaper. Oh, can I just sell it a little bit here?
Oh, yeah, there you go. Because earlier on she was the seller, now you be the seller. Yeah.
So like my friend Ananda here was saying, it's $15. Yeah, we do know that it's expensive. Regular magazines are like $5 or whatsoever. But remember, this is a local magazine. We're really working with local talent.
Yeah.
And so it costs. And we're also a startup business. So when you're getting the magazine, think about that. Think that you're supporting us. We need your support.
Right.
We need to get this going. So in any way you can, pick up the magazine.
Oh yes, definitely we will, and I will make sure every issue that comes out is on Monumental Arts Network.
Oh, that'd be
Thank
awesome.
you. So
Thank
don't
you.
worry about
Thank
that.
you.
And so thank you guys for the moment that we had. It was really fun. Well,
Yeah.
for me, And then now we're finally coming towards the end of the show. But before we end, obviously, like we've already mentioned earlier on, I hope you have thought of your game right now. But you know what? It's okay. Because she's going to start. Since she already knew about it.
Exactly.
Right?
She should have 3 games for everybody.
For not telling you, right? Okay, what are you thinking?
Do you have any stones available?
You're not the only. Even Teddy was like, when he came
Because you probably remember this game, but it's like, that's how, because I hate anything and everything math ever since I was a kid. So it's so funny because both my parents are accountants. I don't know how I missed that gene pool.
Serious?
So my uncle would play Nodo with me, teach me how to subtract, add, and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh no, that one's not gonna work.
No.
So you have to have plan B. You were about to say something. Maybe she has a better solution.
No.
That's the option besides the game.
Okay, the other option besides a game is to say something inspirational in your language and explain it.
Oh yes.
Yes, something inspirational in your
Please
language.
don't ask me that.
Right?
I can't speak my local language. I'm being honest.
Oh yeah. But you have
Speak
so that means you have a game, right?
I heard that.
Either or, guys. Yes. I make it difficult a little bit. We had fun.
Yeah.
So let's go the difficult way.
Alright.
Yeah. Can we just do one for the 3 of us? Can one person take the bullet?
Yes.
Please.
Now the funny thing about it is there's 3 different languages.
Remember, you're coming to be interviewed on here.
Also now I have to be nice. Oh my god. Let me try and be nice. But you know what? I'm so confident I'll nail it. So come on now. Come on now.
The big guy.
Oh boy.
I'm just kidding. Okay, let me try and be nice. Let me be nice right now. Let me be nice. But alright, who wants to take the bullet for the team?
Why is everyone looking at me?
Because
You've been having having this
Okay, that's
information.
okay.
Yes.
I'll take the bullet.
Yeah,
I'm the youngest, though. Let's just put it out there.
Well, that's the whole point.
Right? I know, right?
You know, our little
Africa, the
take
little
the
sister
bullet.
takes the bullet
Right?
all the time.
All
right?
the time.
Oh yeah, it takes the bullet or it gets
The
sent
fall,
to do something.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take the bullet on
There
this
we go.
one.
Yeah.
So since like I don't have any stones for the game, there's this one saying that my grandma always says, and she's Shona, but she has like a Karanga background, just like you.
Yeah.
And she's a very like powerful woman, and you know, very encouraging towards anything that you're doing, and very honest. And she has a funny side too.
Right.
But like most people that come from where we come from, they probably know the saying. It goes by Apunyara Shem Swords. So what it means is, if you like, I'll try and do a direct translation.
Yeah,
I
that's
might,
what I was
I
just
might
about.
butcher it, but I'll get.
But
close.
then adults, please help us, Zimbabwean adults.
Please, I beg. But yeah, no. The meaning of it is, what I take from it is that if you keep trying and if you keep pushing, you will get somewhere.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't come easy.
Although
For
it
me.
doesn't come easy.
Okay.
Exactly. Thanks for helping me.
I was trying to go with the literal translation.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty much what we believe in.
Right.
Just with working with the magazine, it's just that you gotta keep trying. You need to put effort in. You hit some bumps in the road, but just keep trying.
Right.
It'll happen.
It will. Definitely.
Exactly.
Like never give up.
Have
Yeah.
faith.
Oh, have faith. Exactly. Otherwise, thank you so much, ladies. And I look forward to my interview.
Okay.
I am now going to just read about my field even more that I don't even know, which I think you might ask, right? Since I'm always the one asking people. Okay, so I will try and, and play smart, hopefully.
See how she put you in the spot.
Right?
Oh my
Watch out now.
Okay, I will try and be calm. Okay, but thank you guys for coming. It was such a pleasure
thanks
to
for
have
having
you.
us.
No problem. Thank you for
Yes.
having us.
And I can't wait to see you guys again, and not just even after the shoot, like not even just after
The professional environment.
at the what do you call it, the magazine shoot, even after, you know what I
Right.
mean? It's always nice, like you
keep
said,
it that way.
hanging around like-minded people.
Positive
Maybe I may just have the small idea, but maybe if you see something that's in me, you know,
Yeah.
that I can at least share with the world, you'd be like, why don't you know what I mean, encouraging each other like
Right.
you did to Dani, like, go ahead and do this, right?
And we
So
can collaborate on things.
on stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like I'm actually collaborating with Canada's Miss Beauty of Africa. I don't
Oh
know if-
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, and I'm
Is it
all-
Canada's or
Yeah, Canada's
Canada.
Miss Black Beauty? Which one
No,
is there?
is
there's
it-
one in Calgary. Oh, there's another one that's happening
Miss
here.
Black
Yeah.
Beauty.
Oh, I don't know that one. And to the viewers, thank you so much for watching. Keep supporting and follow us. You're allowed to subscribe. Right there, right?
Contact
Subscribe, share the page, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. And you can also follow them. They have their own Facebook page. And are you on Twitter as well?
Instagram. Not Twitter.
And their website will be up soon. So feel free to just follow them and get more information and get to know when they're gonna be having like subscriptions for the magazine, and then you can just purchase and support each other. Otherwise, remember, little girls with dreams become women of vision. Thank you and God bless you. Cheers.
Skunk. Zwana. Yeah, what's up, Popo? Hey, been tryna get to you, but